Hey, what's going on, my beautiful people? My beautiful black people. It's God Molecular, here to spread the religion of Mofady, which is the religion of no religion, here to dismantle and disassemble all religions by the year 2034. I thank you guys for tuning in. I come as Amen, reincarnated this new age, that of the 226th dynasty, was stemmed from King Solomon, who held a descendant by the name of ISRAELITE, who occupied that of the 225th dynasty. 3 salutes. Ready? Go. And that is in tribute to Amen, as he was known as the most high and the most logical being at his time. I come as him reincarnated to usher in the new age of Aquarius, also known as the age of the 6, as we have transpired from the age of the Pisces, also known as the age of the 7, as of August 21st, 2017, titled The Day of the Great American Eclipse. I thank y'all for watching. Make sure y'all subscribe my channel. Make sure y'all subscribe for more information. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at GODMOLECULAR, and make sure you like me on Facebook at GODD, capital GODD space MOLECULAR. And I give out tons of metaphysical teachings, a lot of knowledge, a lot of wisdom, and a lot of divine understanding and supreme wisdom with oneself that I have interpreted from the cosmos. And a lot of people, may question, and for me saying something like that, a lot of people may question, why would they listen to somebody like me? Why would you listen to me? Why would you take my advice? Why would you take my spiritual advice? Why would you listen to somebody who is a spiritual? Why would you listen to me? Why am I claiming to be a prophet? Right? That's most important. Why am I claiming to be a spiritual prophet here to lead and progress the people? Right? That's the question that I get the most. In my previous video, I told people what the mark of the beast means. I'm gonna try to break this down, everything down as cool and as simple as possible. I'm gonna try, if you guys are willing to tune in to listen to the teaching, of why I am a prophet and how I have an understanding of the supreme religion known as Christianity. And while I'm here to dismantle and disassemble Christianity and every other religion here on this planet. But before I get into all that, let me go ahead and give you guys an understanding of why I am and why I say I am a prophet. And what is a motherfucking prophet? Because a lot of people feel like, oh, you saying that you this holy being that want to be motherfucking worshipped, and you're this person that just no. I don't want to be worshipped. I don't for nobody to worship me. I'm just trying to inform my people and to liberate my beautiful black people. And to inform you people that you are the Alpha and Omega of the entire universe. And there's proof in the entire cosmos will let you know that you are, and the entire cosmos will let you know that you are it itself. You are that divine supreme being. There's proof. There's biological proof. There's quantum physical proof. There's metaphysical proof. There's philosophical proof. There's geometrical proof that you are the most divine being in the entire universe, that you are the beautiful black god and goddess of the entire universe. First off, that's what you are as beautiful black people. We have to get that in mind. So I come to deliver this message as this person who is going to drill that into people's mind, hopefully, and get them to truly understand what they are, black people's minds, to truly understand what they are, as well as white people. And white people have to understand what they are as well. And that's very important. That's very important that white people understand what they are, so that we can all move in synchronicity to progress the entire universe and the rest of the entire cosmos. So we have to keep that in mind. That's very important. But so why do I say that I am a prophet? Why do I say that I am Amen? A lot of people ask me why do I say that I am Amen? How can I break down the book of Revelation? Why do I say that this is the mark of the beast and not some chip, and there's no And it's not some type of mind control or some type of mind frame or some type of mindset. You know, it's an actual mark that lands in people's actual hand, you know, just like that Bible says. So breaking that down starts with okay, I'm gonna start with a beginning date, right? I'm gonna start with the date of what I stated in the beginning of this video, August 21st of 2017. August 21st of 2017 was titled The Great American Eclipse. It was a great day for America. It also metaphysically symbolized the last 100 years that white individuals would reign supreme in the entire cosmos, right? The last 100 years that white people or the white genome is going to reign as the ruler of the planet right now. That ended August 2017. August 21st of 2017. That ended. The reason why is because of a natural solar eclipse, right? So what a natural solar eclipse does is very, very interesting because of the sun's corona and the plasma that a natural solar eclipse, a natural total solar eclipse, not just a solar eclipse, no, a total solar eclipse, right? That's the moon completely blocking the sun out, you know, to the point where we're able to analyze the sun rays in ways that is catastrophic, very knowledgeable and educational to us as people, and very progressive. But August 21st, 2017, a lot of people talk about the new age, right? There's information about the new age back from the motherfucking 80s. People been saying the age of Aquarius is here back from the 80s. People been saying that the age of Aquarius is here back from the 90s. You know, people been saying that the age of Aquarius has been upon us. You know, the age of Aquarius is here. We're living in the age of Aquarius, right? People have been saying this. People have been stating this. You know, there's no real understanding as to why these people have been stating this shit, though. You know, people have been saying that we've been in the age of Aquarius, but there's no there's no real understanding as to why. You know what I'm saying? Why do somebody believe that why should I believe that we are in the age of Aquarius? And why is believing the age of Aquarius is important to your metaphysical, spiritual, and intellectual comprehension in the entire universe, right? Because it deals with the positioning of atoms, and it deals with the climate and the relocation of people, right? The geometrical relocation of people, right? So, but the natural soul, a lot of people have been saying Aquarius have already been upon us. There's a lot of predictions. There's a lot of things as of people saying that the new age of Aquarius hasn't been upon us. We've been in the age of Aquarius. The age of Aquarius it happened, and we've been in the age of Aquarius. Well, you got motherfuckers like myself who understand the one truth, who deal with a divine truth that you can bear witness to, that state other. The age of Aquarius did not begin until the moon passed in front of the sun for the first time in a certain way, in a certain direction, in the beginning of the century, right? At the beginning of the century, that's when a new age is amongst us, right? When the moon passes in front of the sun, not when the 2000s hit, no, not when the Mayan calendar happened, no, not when Pluto was discovered, no. The new age itself did not happen until all the planets aligned up as one. All of the planets aligned up as one. And along with that, the moon and the sun aligned up together, right? And it's so approximate, because the universe is so approximate, and I wouldn't say approximate, it's so precise, it's so exact, right? So, and things have to be a certain way in order for energy to be unlocked in the entire universe. And the alignment of these planets and the alignment with the moon on a total solar eclipse is one of those things. So all of the planets are lined up as one, and the moon and the sun are lined up as one. The moon passed in front of the sun like this, bigger, and it hit in a certain way that tells us a lot about everything in the entire universe around us, the solar system, everything, because based on how these eclipses hit is determining how the world is spinning, how the globe is moving, and things of that nature. They're very important. Total solar eclipses are very important. But it struck America in a way to where it was able to hit it from coast to coast, like a very direct way. It wasn't all wild. It didn't have a curve to it. It didn't have a major radius. Didn't have any major circumference to it. It just went in an almost perfect line, a slanted line from coast to coast. Now, the last time that happened was in 1918. The last time that happened was in 1918, where a total solar eclipse hit America from coast to coast. That was the last time that happened. 1918 was about 100 years ago. It was 100 years ago. That was in 1918. Right? So, and the new century did not happen according to how we understand the months and the days and things of that nature. The new century didn't happen until the new 2000s hit. So, according to the 2000s, that marked the new century. Now, we have the new century, but then comes the new age. Right, so this is why that solar eclipse in 1918 is important, and it is to be calculated, or is to be monitored or analyzed and corresponded and correlated with everything else that's happened afterwards, because that solar eclipse of 1918, happened in that century. It was the last eclipse of that. So 2017, the solar eclipse hit in a certain way. It hit in a certain way at a certain point of the century, right? So the beginning of the century was the 2000s. So we've only been in the millennia for we've only been in the new century for 19 years. A solar eclipse, that solar eclipse of August 2017, striking from coast to coast, right, on American soil, North American soil, striking from coast to coast, it was the first of the century to do that, right? That was the first of the century. Pay attention to the number one, the first of the century to do that, right? It makes it a unique eclipse because it did not happen till after the 2000s. And then it hit American soil from coast to coast. Right, it's the first eclipse. There, not to say that there isn't going to be more eclipses to do that, but it's the first of the century to do that. So that makes it a unique eclipse, right? So, with that actually symbolized and that uniqueness makes it the actual marking of a new age, right? Because it's the birth or the beginning day or the one of the unique. It's the beginning. It's the first total solar eclipse of the century, right? Total solar eclipses are rare anyway, right? So a total solar eclipse hitting in that angle is rare. So a total solar eclipse happening at the beginning of a century is rare. So a total solar eclipse hitting in that angle in the beginning of the century on American soil is super rare and very unique. It possibly can never happen again, right? The last time that it possibly happened was 6,000 years ago, possibly another in the previous century, 6,000 years ago, right? So, an eclipse that unique. So what's interesting about that eclipse, and that eclipse ushered in a new age, right? And what we were supposed to do as black people was we were supposed to look at the moon pass in front of the sun with our own two eyes, not with any shades, not with any goggles, but with our own natural two eyes, right? Because it does something to what scientists call rhodopsin that's inside of your brain that corresponds with the prefrontal cortex. The prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for your creativity, also deals with sleep. Sleep produces a certain chemical known as melatonin. Melatonin corresponds with the pineal gland, right? The pineal gland can produce a certain level of melatonin as well. So when you look at the sun, you enhance this. You enhance how you're able to visualize darkness. You enhance with melanin inside of your iris. You enhance how you're able to look at darkness. So we're supposed to bear witness to a solar eclipse with our own two eyes. So that day marked a special day because all the planets align up as one, the moon align up as one. Everything made this one symbol, that 11111. It was the first eclipse of the century. It was, it 1 was 100 years. The last time it happened, it was everything lined up to 11111, right? So that symbol, that is the metaphysical application. This is why I teach spirituality, because only spirituality could give a vivid explanation to the understanding of the divine cosmos and how direct it is. You have to have a metaphysical, spiritual understanding, right? So this is why, make sure you guys go and join the website. Make sure you guys subscribe me. Go and click on the website and become a member of Mofady. Sign up, get your card sent out to you. You'll get your card right away. But it's a religion. So when the moon passed in front of the sun, it was a very specific moment, a very specific point. Now this point is so specific, it's equivalent to a very specific event that happens in the temple of AmenRa, right? And I'm going to get into that later on. A very specific event that happens at the temple of AmenRa that's very specific, right? It happens only one specific moment of the entire year, and it has to be, you have to be in a certain, that's how specific and precise and exact the entire universe is. So we have to look at that eclipse in that way, right? So that is what marked, when that happened, when the moon passed in front of the sun, that marked, when that happened, it left what scientists call a wake. And you can research and look all this shit up. I'm not gonna hold your hand and do it. No, you can research and look all this shit up. It left what scientists call a wake in the Earth's atmosphere, right? It left what scientists call a wake. So it impacted the Earth of a very strong nature to the point where it quaked and waked the Earth's atmosphere, right? A wake. They call it a wake. W-A-K-E, wake, right? But the only way you can say it is a wake, right? Because we're awakened. It has something to do with that. But it's all, that's metaphysics. That's how metaphors and metaphysics work. It left a wake in the atmosphere, and that symbolized the energy rearrangement of this entire world, right? That symbolized the energy. So that day itself was a very specific, very specific day, because it symbolizes number one, right? So how does that tie me into being a prophet, right? How does that tie all of that? Well, that year 2017, before that happened, I was being told by the universe, and for some reason, it was just coming to me. I was being told by the universe to stare at the sun a lot, for some reason, just stare at the sun, right? And so when I didn't know anything about an eclipse. I didn't know anything about how eclipses were. I didn't know that an eclipse of that nature was going to hit American soil. I didn't know that it was going to happen until like a week before the eclipse happened. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know that it was going to happen until then. But I was being told or guided by the universe to stare at the sun intensively, right? And when that eclipse happened, I understood why, so that I can bear witness to it, see and download upload a certain type of information that would allow me that would enhance my intellect, that would allow me to give a certain spiritual understanding to my people. But the eclipse happened, and I was being trained by the universe to bear witness to it. That year I turned 25 years old. I turned 25 years old that year. right? So it goes, now we're going to get back to this mark and symbols, right? So that symbol, a solar eclipse symbolizes that. So when you look into the Bible and you read that, and you read Revelations chapter 13, 16 through 18, and you read about the mark and this gathering of people having this mark in his right hand, right, I am to gather my people, because I am a prophet, right? That comes at a specific time that's going to prove something to people with that specific timing, right? So this is the entire universe moving with my word and my understanding and my knowledge and my wisdom. This is why I am a prophet, a divine structure, a divine spiritual leader, a divine spiritual structure in the entire cosmos, and I can prove it, and I'm going to prove it. But so we get back into Christianity, and it talks about the marking of the right hand. So we get into my birthday. So I turned 25. June 24th is my birthday. June 24th of that year, I turned 25 years old, right? And June is, and if you read the book of Revelation or you read about the mark of the beast, you understand it's 666, right? Us black spiritual people who have a certain understanding, we already understand that 666 is a metaphysical biological position of carbon, and how carbon is going to interact with the melanin formula that's inside of your body. Melanin has an actual formula of carbon 18, hydrogen 10, nitrogen 4, and oxygen 2. You can look this up. So the melanin formula inside of your body correlates or corresponds with a certain level of understanding or wisdom. But on my birthday, that day, I turned 25. So on that day, 666 itself was solidified, because June is, and I have to bear this is how exact the universe is in structuring and presenting its prophets. The most divine prophets, the most structured prophet in the entire cosmos to the world, right? It does it by being very dramatic and dynamic. The way that the universe introduced me to the world is very dramatic and dynamic, and I'm able to prove it, all of it, and it's going to hit a logic. But that day 666 itself is an isotope that corresponds with carbon and melanin, that produces a certain activity that impacts its environment, and it does it within the carbon atom and things of that nature. But 666 is an isotope. A stable isotope is a stable isotope of 6 protons, 6 neutrons, 6 electrons. But in biology, it deals with melanin and carbon. So carbon is very important, right? Carbon is very important because of the darkness and the activity of carbon, the superiority of carbon, the dynamic bonding structure of carbon itself. So 666 is 6 protons, 6 neutrons, and 6 electrons when you look into biology. But the universe is so specific and dynamic. The universe applies one person with a metaphysical, spiritual comprehension. So this is why the Bible talks about 666, and this is what 666 means. This is why it says that beast that is going to have that mark, that is going to cause those who have the mark in the right hand to gather, that beast is going to bear the mark of 600 score. So 666. Is going that beast is going to bear the mark of 666. So, and when I say beast, listen, we are fucking beasts. Black people are some fucking beasts, right? We're cold, right? We're burning people. We burn with the sun. We move with the sun. The sun cannot burn us. We live with burning. You know what I'm saying? So we are the devil, but we are the devil to the white man. We are the white man's devil. That's what we are. We are the darkest, most supreme substance in the entire universe, and I can't prove it. But carbon itself has that isotope. So the universe is direct. So my birthday is June 24th of 1992. That is the day, month, and year that I was born, June 24th of 1992. So when you look at that number and you equate it to a certain sense, it hits your logic of 666, right? Because June is the 6th month of the year, right? And the 24th is, if I don't have to say anything, then you know what that means. You know, it adds up. 24th is something, and then 1992, right? So 6/24, 1992. You know, for those who didn't understand the 24 part, 24 is 2 plus 4 is 6. So 6/6, and then 1992. So you have something in metaphysics and in spiritual teaching called a life path number. A lot of us already understand this life path number, and you don't want to get, a lot of people, you don't want to get too into this whole numerology. I've seen people be like, okay, you're going to divide this, and if you multiply this and you carry this over, this is going to equal this. No, that is tricknology. That is tricknology. Simply just add and subtract. That's it. If you have to do all this dividing and all this shit, no, you're not going to get anywhere. You're going to keep going and keep going, and it's going to be a complete insanity. So this is why you have to be structured in your knowledge and understanding. But there's something called a life path number, right? And so what a life path number is, adding up all the numbers in your birthday, and birth month, and birth year, adding up all those numbers and equating it to one number, right? Even if that number got to a double digit, you're to get to one digit by adding those two digits together to get to one number. Okay, so that's called a life path number. So you have 6th month, which is June, 24th, which is 2 plus 4 is 6, 1992. If you add all that up, 6/24, 1992, if you add all that up, 6/24, 1992, that number is going to equal 33. 33, right? And those who are smart shouldn't have to say more, because 3 plus 3 is 6. 3 plus 3 is 6. So there's the metaphysical 6 right there, by adding all the numbers up. So that's the 6. 6th day by adding 2 plus 4 up. 6th month by being June. And then adding everything up, you get the number 6. You come back to the metaphysical number 6. This is the spirituality, because we have to apply spirituality to our divine understanding. So that not only gives me the mark, that gives me the number of 666. So this is decreasing the chances of who I am as a person. You know, that's my understanding of this, is decreasing the chance as I present myself to people of who I am as a person. So what's also interesting about that year 2017, and on that day, my birthday, June 24th, was the ending day of the Ramadan. The Ramadan ended that day, and from my understanding, that is my supreme placement over Islam, right? Over Islam, right? This is my supreme understanding and placement over Islam, because I'm going to hit Islam's logic. This is my understanding, right? This is my sword. This is my logic, right? Because on that day, that year, June 24th, that year, it was the final day of the Ramadan, right? And what was happening to me wasn't coincidental around that time, right? And that's what makes it really interesting, because around that time, I was being instructed, and just like with the sun and looking at the sun, I was being instructed and guided by the universe to learn how to define and discipline myself in eating. And I didn't know why. I didn't know why until there was a friend of mine. He has the exact same name as me, but it's spelled different. There's a friend of mine, his name is Andre, and he was incarcerated, and he's a Muslim brother, right? So I guess he had some tools and where he was able to get on Facebook, and Facebook kind of notifies people of your birthday, right? It notifies people on your birthday, right? So on my birthday, I guess he was notified, and he DM'd me. He's like, "Happy birthday, brother." I'm like, "Thank you." And he was like, "Today is also the ending day of the Ramadan." And he said, "Alhamdulillah," he gave respects to Allah. So, And that was interesting to me because of what was happening to me, what the universe was guiding me and taking me through and getting me to understand, about my diet and things of that nature, right? So from my understanding, on the 24th, or on my birthday, I died. That was the day that I died, on my birthday, the day that I turned 25. The number 25 is a day of death because of the number 5. Elijah Muhammad also died February 25th, or 25 again. If you look at Haile Selassie I, Emperor Haile Selassie I, he was the final emperor, of Ethiopia, and he was that of the 225th dynasty. And this is how I have all this understanding, because the universe led me into it. But on that day, that was the ending day of the Ramadan, and that was the universe placing me in the perspective and destiny to give Ramadan in Islam, our Islamic understanding, my Islamic brothers, beautiful black Islamic brothers and sisters, an understanding of, as me being a prophet amongst them, who is here to guide them into a different location to advance the entire cosmos, right? And I have this logic along with my birthday and along with this solar eclipse to do this. So that was interesting as well. But what's also interesting about my birthday, right, is in Christianity, and like I said earlier in the video, is the eldest form of Christianity is in Ethiopia, right? Very interesting. This is how I found out about my connection, my spiritual connection to His Imperial Majesty General Haile Selassie, His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I. Okay, so yeah, getting back into Emperor Haile Selassie I. So, what's interesting about my birthday, June 24th of 1992, is it connects with the Emperor Haile Selassie I, and I didn't realize that until later on, near the solar eclipse, right? But it connects with the Emperor's birthday. It connects with the Emperor through his birthday, right? My birthday connects through the Emperor, or with the Emperor of Ethiopia, the final Emperor of Ethiopia. My birthday connects with his birthday in a metaphysical, divine, universal way, because the Emperor was born in July 23rd, right? July 23rd of 1892, the Emperor was born, right? So when the Emperor was born of July 23rd of 1892, that's very significant, right? Because later on, I realized something about my birthday and his birthday, right? Because June and July is only 1 month apart, right? And I was born on the 24th, and he was born on the 23rd. That's only 1 day apart, right? And he was born in 1892, and I was born in 1992. That is 100 years. That's 100 years. So that's the 111. So now it's adding up with the eclipse. The one eclipse lining up 1 year. All that is lining up with the eclipse. This is divine understanding. This is supreme divine knowledge that I am also blessed to have from the entire cosmos, from the entire universe. This is why I say I am a prophet, and I am here for my people, because I have this proof. I have this level of proof that links me in with this brother. So, that's the sequence 111. So that was the universe letting me know that I am the one, that I was the one that was chosen. I am the one of the entire cosmos, the one guidance, right? So that was solidified in my understanding, like I said, because later on I didn't find out who the Emperor was in depth until a few weeks before the solar eclipse of August 21st, 2017, because the universe just put it on my mind heavy to just research him and look into him. So when I looked into him, I had that understanding. Wow, that's the 111. And there was another link, right? There was another link, because he had died August 20th, 27th of of 1975, I believe. Okay, so the emperor died, or Haile Selassie I, he died August 27th, right? So August 21st, which was the happening of that solar eclipse, was very close to August 27th, right? Which was the day that he died, but just in a different year, because the solar eclipse happened on 2017. He died in 1975, I believe. But they're only 6 days apart. And that is 6 days apart. So August 21st to August 27th, that's a 6-day margin, right? That's 6 days apart, 6-day gap. There's 6 within that logic, right? So that was the divine proof. That was the divine proof, right? That was the divine proof of the cosmos, of who I was as a emperor in the entire cosmos and spiritually, right? Because I'm connected to him. So that was really interesting, and that serves as my proof. That serves as my proof to whatever certain type of people that I would have to deal with. But that serves as my proof and my connection to this brother. The solar eclipse, along with my birthday, and along with Christianity, and other forms of proof. So this serves as my proof, as a direct connection to my descendant, my ascendant, my brother, my beautiful black ancestor. So that's why I state that I am that of the 226 dynasty. That of the 226 dynasty. So after once I had that logical understanding, all those things happening within that 1 year, all those things happening within the year of 2017 marks a superior understanding. Now, with that along, when a lot of people ask, why do I attach that with Islam? Well, that attachment with Ramadan ending on my birthday of that same year, of that solar eclipse, that was the attachment of Islam, along with a chosen prophet, right? And why is this prophet chosen, right? A prophet by the name of Elijah Muhammad, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. And he's chosen because Elijah Muhammad has a connection with Haile Selassie I, because in 1930, Haile Selassie I was coronated as His Imperial Majesty 225th King of Ethiopia, Emperor of Ethiopia. So, and this was in 1930. So in 1930 was also the same time that Elijah Muhammad, with Islam, so that's Christianity with His Imperial Majesty in Islam. 1930 was the same exact time that the Nation of Islam was founded. Now, what's also interesting about 1930 was that was the same exact year, and it corresponds with the solar eclipses, but that was the same exact year that Pluto was discovered, was in 1930. So those are connections to movement of the entire cosmos, and the understanding of true prophets, and the connection of these prophets, and how prophets come into the divine realm of the entire cosmos. And that's why I state that I am a prophet, because I have the proof, I have the knowledge, I have the understanding. And there's a lot of wisdom, there's a lot of knowledge that I want to give out to my people, but I have to address a certain people like Hebrew Israelites. I have to address Nuwapians. I have to address Nation of Islam. I have to address the Moors and the Moorish nation, because I am a prophet to all of these people. I'm here to gather these people, right? And I'm here to present this proof for these people. And all of my beautiful black people, feel free to follow me. You can email me at mofadyplan@gmail.com, and let's connect. Let's connect, and let's get people in tune with the prophecy, which is to get people to Antarctica. And the reason why is because it all corresponds with the solar eclipses and the rest of the revelation that I have been receiving or given by the universe, right? So when this solar eclipse happened, once I had found out that the Emperor Haile Selassie I, he had died, the day that he had died, and his birthday and things of that nature, when the solar eclipse happened, I seen a certain truth. right? And I was only able to see that truth because I was staring at the sun and I didn't know why I was being instructed to stare at the sun intensely. Not just, no, I was being instructed to stare at the sun intensely, very intensely. And this was after the instruction about my diet. So I was being instructed to stare at the sun very intensely, and what that did was me staring at the sun intensely, I was able to actually see the solar eclipse with my own two eyes. I was able to actually stare and see it and I had to see it with my own two eyes to understand a certain truth, which is why the universe was molding me to look at the eclipse with my own two eyes so that I can understand a certain truth. So I had to look at the eclipse with my own two eyes to understand that truth. So and that truth was what I born witness to, right? And that truth was a part of me questioning who I am still. I still needed proof, even after the mathematics and the birthday and the Ramadan. I still needed proof. So, and that deals with what I had to bear witness to, and the universe knew that I was going to need this proof. So it designed me in a certain way to have a certain mark that's going to deal with me seeing and bearing witness with my own two eyes. Because when the moon passed in front of the sun, my understanding of that instance was, if I am the sun, like I believe that I am, if I am the one, I would be the sun. AmenRa, I am the sun. If I am the one, I am the sun. If I am the sun and I am the one, I would know how the moon look as it passes, as it passes in front of me, right? I would know how the moon look as it passes in front of me if I really was the sun, right? So at that instant, I looked at my palm with my mark, and I realized that I was the sun, because this is how the moon would look if the sun was looking at the moon hit the sun, right? It would look like a dot. The moon's shadow, I don't mean to flick you guys off, but the moon's shadow will be a dot, a spot. And this all corresponds with the ancient Kemetic sign of a piece of coal. It all corresponds with the solar eclipse. It all corresponds with carbon, which is darkness, which has an intellectual property, an intelligent element, very intelligent element, carbon. It all corresponds with darkness and blackness and being one as beautiful black melanated people, right? So as a prophet, and having that proof and having that understanding and having that logic, being able to bring proof to the Bible, this gives me a high level of authority, right? I am technically your Jesus. That's what I am, right? I am the descendant of Solomon. What's uttered at the end of a prayer and what Christianity teaches is Amen or Amen. And a lot of people get deep into that, Amen, but Amen itself is specific, because Amen is not only uttered at the end of each prayer, but Amen also starts with the letter A. If you look at a pyramid is built in that same shape. Almost every continent except for one in the entire world starts with the letter A and ends with the letter A. Africa, Asia, Antarctica, Australia, they all start with the letter A. This letter A starts the alphabet. This is the alpha. It starts the A of the word alpha, right? And if you look into science, the letter A represents 1 degree. 1 degree represents the very first degree, the number one, right? So the universe is very complacent on how it structures and places its prophets and their spiritual powers and their spiritual proof and metaphysical teachings, right? And that's even in the understanding of letters and how letters are placed in them. So for instance, Allah, A-L-L-A-H, from Clarence 13X's teaching, is arm, leg, arm, head, from his teaching. But from my understanding, and what Mofady teaches, which is a further advanced understanding of that logic, is arm, lung, arm, head. So, and then that's because every letter with the word Allah, which is God, which is you know, the black man and woman, the physical man and woman, black man and woman, God is a man, right? A being, right? That has an arm, lungs, arm, and head. It has to have it in order to exist. So that is Allah. That is how supreme Allah's name is, and how divine and intellectual the universe is, and placing letters in the name of people's natural, in the order of people's natural names, you know. So the letter A itself is important in Amen, because the letter A starts the word Amen. And with me, the letter A starts my natural name, the name that I could not help, the name that was given to me by my mother. My name starts with the letter A. The letter A. That's why I say that I am Amen. I am Amen himself, simply because my name starts with the letter A. Also, because the same exact year that I was born, 1992, there was a hurricane that hit the same exact spot or area that I was born, which is Florida State. A hurricane by the name of, and my name is Andre. There was a hurricane by the name of Andrew. The hurricane by the name of Andrew hit Florida itself, right? So that is the spot, that is the universe saying that this is the state of the prophet. So what scribbles that down and makes the spot or the city or state or the zip code of the prophet is 1887, right? Because 1887 is the birth year of Eatonville, Florida, which is the first black city ever incorporated in United States history. It's Eatonville, Florida. And that is, I was born approximately 6 miles away from Eatonville, Florida. It's right there in the same exact zip code. You know, I was born right there. So that is where the prophet was born. That is considered to be the holy Mecca for black people of the United States of America. The first black city ever incorporated, Eatonville, Florida, right? 1887. And 1887 is also interesting, and I'm going to get into it later on, but it's also interesting because it's the birth year of Marcus Mosiah Garvey, right? And you have to research things of this nature, and you have to have a divine spiritual understanding of this supreme and divine knowledge that I'm giving you guys, you know. And all these things could be researched. You can look into these things. So this is just me getting into me. I'm going to get into black people in the whole in its entirety later on, but this is just me getting into me and who I am and why I'm able to get into black people and be valid to you guys as I get into it, because of who I am and what I can prove and show to people of divine spiritual structure. So what I was saying, okay, so my name start with the letter A, so that is why I say that I am Amen. That is why I am Amen himself, right? So Amen himself is considered, can be seen in every religion, right? From my understanding, some piece of Amen's teaching is inside of something in this entire world. And some teacher, whatever structure, civilization, some form of Amen's teaching is inside of it, right? Religion, all of those things, right? And I'll get into, maybe in another video, I'll get into I'll get into a higher understanding. But make sure that you guys like me on Facebook, God Molecular, that's G-O-D-D space, that's capital G-O-D-D space M-O-L-E-C-U-L-A-R, and make sure you follow me on Instagram at lowercase G-O-D-M-O-L-E-C-U-L-A-R. And the only reason why it's a lowercase G is because I didn't know, I just, use Instagram or Facebook and they just spelt me with a lowercase G, but it's a lowercase G, but we are uppercase G's, beautiful black guys, yeah, I am the Black Jesus, and I'm here for my beautiful black people. I'm here for my beautiful black people as Black Jesus, the guy with the proof, the guy that is here to gather us all, whether we are rich or poor, and I'm here to get us all to Antarctica, because that is the only place that will survive. That is the only place that is going to be structured this new age. That is the only place where black people in melanin is going to be able to survive, right? Everything is going to depend on that survival. But I thank you guys for tuning in. I thank you guys for joining. It's God Molecular, here to spread the religion of Mofady, which is the religion of no religion. Here to usher in the new age of Aquarius, also known as the age of 6. That of the 226th dynasty was stemmed from King Solomon, who held a descendant by the name of ISRAELITE, who occupied that of the 225th dynasty. 3 salutes. Ready? Go. And that is in tribute to Amen, as he was known as the Most High and the most logical being at his time. I come as him reincarnated this new age of Aquarius, also known as the age of the 6, as we have transpired from the age of the Pisces, also known as the age of the 7. I thank you guys for tuning in, and that is as of the August 21st, 2017. Thank you guys for tuning in. It's God Molecular. Make sure y'all add me. Make sure y'all like me. Click subscribe. Make sure y'all subscribe me. Y'all better subscribe me, man. I have a shit. That's just the surface. The very surface. The very, very surface of my understanding. My logic and wisdom. You know, my wisdom. My prophetic understanding that I'm here to bring to my people. But that's just the surface. But if you subscribe, I would definitely put up more videos and have you guys well informed. But it's God Molecular. Peace.